Hi, this is Tony Lizzio, and I'm here in Williamsburg, Virginia with genuine nerd Toby Radloff.
Oh, you gotta be straight now. If you wanna work for me now, if you wanna work for me, then you gotta be drug free. Gotta pee in the bottle, 'cause it's company policy. If you wanna work for me, then you can't be no junkie. Your urine's gotta be clean, and you gotta be straight. Gotta pee in the bottle, mister, if you wanna work for me.
I'm a big fan because I happen to be a huge nerd myself, Star Wars nerd.
Illusion of grandeur.
I'd like to start the first question with, what do you think about Star Wars? Do you have a favorite character? Do you have any predictions for Episode 3?
I've always liked the Star Wars movies. I still like the two robots, R2-D2 and C-3PO. I think C-3PO has got to be the real nerd. I like the way the robot talks. Darth Vader was a cool character too, although he was the evil one, even though in the beginning he was a little kid, Anakin Skywalker. I still couldn't believe that Anakin ended up being Darth Vader. I also liked Jabba the Hutt from Return of the Jedi. The way he was mumbling, Jedi.
You consider yourself to be hip? Definitely. It's hip to be square, it's hip to be a nerd.
All right, next question. All nerds out there probably want to know what kind of video games you play, if any, and if you have a favorite.
My video game tastes go back to the early 1980s. Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, Pac-Man Jr., Pac-Man Plus, Super Pac-Man, and before Pac-Man there was Space Invaders and Centipede. I used to have an old Atari 2600 set that I played with a lot. Ever since video games became more advanced, I hadn't really been much into them. I've always liked those simple games from the late 70s, early 80s.
Butt Wiper presents Real Men of Constipation. Real Men of Constipation. And today we salute you, Mr. Ice Cream Sundae Practical Joker. Mr. Ice Cream Sundae Practical Joker. A friend of yours gave you an ice cream sundae because you happen to want to be real nice. But it turned out there was something special about this ice cream sundae. Something special. It was something special having to do with the chocolate sprinkles and the chocolate syrup. Because it turned out your friend made it with X-Lax. Made it with X-Lax. So you chow down a sundae because you love ice cream, but all of a sudden your intestines are churning. Churning. So you make a mad dash to the bathroom. Make a mad dash to the throne. So crack open a soft absorbent roll of butt wiper toilet paper, Mr. King of the fake ice cream sundae, because if your butt's moaning and you're groaning, you really need it. Mr. Ice Cream Sundae Practical Joker, butt wiper toilet paper.
I haven't heard anything about the kind of music you listen to, and if you have a favorite artist.
I always liked the Beatles. My tastes pretty much run like from the rock and roll, beginning of the rock and roll era in the 1950s, up to around maybe the late 80s, early 90s. Because that's pretty much the music I've grown up with. A lot of what's in the top 40 today, I just don't understand. I hear a good song once in a while on the adult contemporary stations, of stuff that had just came out. I like that Los Lonely Boys song, Heaven, for instance. That's a new one. But still, my tastes seem to run toward the classic stuff from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Rap is crap. I hate rap music. I mean, a lot of it talks about violence, and even if it doesn't talk about violence, it's hard to understand the lyrics. It's hard to understand the culture. It's hard to understand the fashion, I guess probably because I'm in a generation gap. I can't see myself walking with pants on that are 2 sizes too big for me all over town, like some kids wear today. They wear these sweatpants or these baggy pants, and they wear tons of gold chains and stuff like that. They try to look pimpish or urban, but to me they're just acting stupid. I guess it's the generation gap in me, I guess.
And it was after I get beat up by these two leather-jacketed punks after a party that I go into my killer nerd persona. I even kill my mother in this. I'm dressed in a diaper, I have a pacifier in my mouth, and I try to feed my mother drain cleaner. We take a bottle of Kmart brand drain cleaner, but we obviously white out at the Kmart on the label. I start giving it to my mother, who is tied up in the chair with a spoon like medicine. And I said, well, if little baby won't swallow the medicine by the spoon, then little baby must take the medicine by the bottle. And I end up forcing the whole bottle of drain cleaner down her throat, which is actually lemonade. We cleaned the bottle out before we did that. And then the vomit was actually mashed potatoes colored with red food coloring.
Toby, you're going to spoil the Hollywood magic.
Do you like cartoons? I know I'm a big cartoon fan. I watch a lot of Adult Swim and things like that. Do you like cartoons? Did you grow up watching things that I grew up with, like G.I. Joe, Transformers, Smurfs, stuff like that?
My cartoon tastes run before that, basically. Like stuff, Yogi Bear. Smarter than the average bear. I want that picnic basket. Huckleberry Hound, Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny. The Looney Tunes will always be cool because kids today like the Looney Tunes just like my generation loved them and the generations before that loved them. The Looney Tunes are always timeless. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, Porky Pig, the Roadrunner. Pepe Le Pew is one of my favorites. I always loved Pepe Le Pew making moves on that cat that had the stripe painted on her back, because Pepe thinks that the cat's a skunk. I always loved those cartoons. And oh, you are my honey. Ooh, you're my love child. Something like that. And then the cat tries to resist Pepe's advances. I always loved those cartoons. And then also stuff I like, Rocky and Bullwinkle, Underdog, Tennessee Tuxedo, Popeye the Sailor Man. Always loved a lot of the old stuff.